And we're back with another day of 7 Days to Die. Day 35, Horde Night, which I'm pretty excited about. We had a productive day yesterday. Got some guns built. Finally got a 44 built, which is kind of cool. It's not... Let's see, let's look at it. It's blue. It's good. It's pretty good. But I want to keep working on it before I start using it. I want to get some more parts. See if I can get this thing purple. I mean, it's just we've got a great pistol, and so I think, what's our skills look like? Let's see. Crafting miscellaneous. We've got all of that. Health nuts maxed. Tyrannosaurus is maxed. Yeah, that's all good. I'm kind of thinking next we're going to start putting points into the outlaw. Since we're not getting a shotgun and we're not really making any much headway on a sniper rifle just yet, I think pistols is the next logical place to put them. Here, let's go ahead and put 10 into that. So we have to have pistols at 10. So we'll go another... No, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on that, because what we're gonna do today, first let's eat. While we wait for Horde Night, we've got like, whole daytime. We've got like an hour, basically. Not really an hour. I want to work on no, put that back. On getting our bartering up, and I've never really done it, so I've never been big on the trader, but I have a feeling we're going to be getting gun parts and stuff on the trader, probably auger stuff, and just good stuff comes from the trader, stuff you can't, like, you're not having good luck with. Also, I'd like to be able to make beer. So we're gonna go play around with that, and that's why I left those points, because we might be able to. Because what are these skills in here in trading? Yeah, so that goes up on its own, and then secret stash is what we're trying to work on. We want to get the secret stash, because that's where they give it. They offer you the good stuff at the traders. So did a little research, and it sounds like individually selling stuff. There was a guy that did a video about how much they'll actually buy. I did play around with it in my previous game a little bit, just gave it a cursory look. And they will only buy so much of one thing, but I couldn't really determine how much. This sounded like this guy was saying they'll buy up to 3 stacks on one restock of any given thing. That's why I brought 3 stacks of... That's why I brought 3 stacks of jars with us. I don't know. I couldn't really tell, but that would be kind of consistent with what I noticed. on the last one. Oh, and incidentally, the last episode ended abruptly. I had a crash. I had the first crash we've had in this game, and that was a little harrowing. I had to run through MD5 error precautions and stuff like that. So, you know what? I'm gonna stick this. I got a box right out here someplace. And then whatever time we have left over today, I want to go bouldering a little bit. I kind of feel like we need a little shot of iron. You know, probably maybe go run around and wrench cars. That's actually a really good idea because we need engines and different stuff like that. Maybe collect tires. Start trying to lay the groundwork for getting a mini bike together. But yes, I had my first crash really since my last big one when I had the MD5 error. The last one I was streaming, 6-8 months ago, and that was the one I just checked. It was scary. I had to go through. I went through the whole precautions. If you get a crash on the Xbox version, what you should do is this is key, before you launch the game again, you need to go into your My Games and Apps settings for 7 Days to Die and completely delete all of your save data. What was that? Somebody just blew something up. Was it a car back there, maybe? You know what, we'll check this coming out. Don't do this to me. I need to get into the trader. They do this sometimes. God. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna quit out to the main menu. They gotta fix this buggy game. It's like just too much. I was just incredibly concerned about an MD5 error a moment ago. Hey, need more stuff. Where does what said I went offline? Okay, let's see if this does it this time. Oh, shit. Well, I always reset the game around 3:30 anyway, so I was like literally just about to log out and God, stop that. And reset the stream. But I just had a crash. I had my first crash. God, I keep running into cacti. I just had my first crash that I've had. God, I think I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to reset the game for this because it's gonna keep booting me out of the trader. Yeah, God, why? I don't know why they can't fix this stuff. This happens constantly, by the way. With the traders. Do you ever run into this on yours, by the way? Yeah, no, but I had a crash, so I just like quit out of the stream. I mentioned it in chat. I ran in on the PC and I said in chat, that I'd crashed and I was gonna be right back. But that's when I reset the days anyway. Um, yeah, this is freaking ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna reset it. I gotta reboot the game. That's the only way that I know to clear this. Did my trader die? Not that I'm aware of. Um, unless that was the explosion I just heard. Oh, it's at 6. Oh, okay, that might be why then. Then I'm just gonna leave it. Then we'll do a little bouldering while we wait. Gotcha. Well, I just heard an explosion coming out of town. I assumed it was a Zed doing something like ran into a car or something. Because I got my usual aggro's getting out of town, but so if it's 6, that's why. I've not used the traders a lot, and that's something I want to change in this game. So I've never been at one this early that I'm aware of. I may have been and not paid attention, but it's conceivable that I've never been at one this early. So that's probably it. Well, that's cool. Well, we'll just collect some boulders here for a minute and then go check it out at 6. But I'm gonna try to work on my barter skill a little bit and did a little research on that. And, hey, do you happen to know if like, cause I couldn't tell. I watched a video a guy did, like kind of a little like kind of giving you the skinny on traders. But I gathered he was from Europe somewhere and not a English was not his first language, so there was a little is my obviously better than whatever I think he sounded German and better than my German, of course. And not a slam on the dude, but I couldn't quite understand what he was saying about how, like, when you skill up bartering, how much of anyone good that they'll actually buy. I think he said it was like they'll buy 3 stacks of any given thing per restock, which would be consistent with what yeah, no, I didn't leave any doors open or anything like that I'm aware of. I may have. You mean like do they perma die, like they never come back? Because I may have left a door open at some point, like over here but I've only been in here like twice. Yeah, that's what I thought. That would be consistent. 3 stacks each would be consistent with what when I was testing stuff before. So cool. Well, I got 3 stacks of jars on me, and I'm just gonna sell those and just try to level barter up. Yeah, that would suck if my guy got killed, if my trader got killed. Do they ever respawn, or like if they die, that's it for the duration? Yeah, it's too close. I've had that bug in the middle of the day though before, like on day 1 when it sends you to the trader. I've had like just like the chunk that it's in not render properly. That's cool. Well, I definitely haven't been over here like in a couple of game weeks, so I pretty much found them, and I think I came over and maybe sold some stuff once or checked it out once or something like, but it was a while ago. So, and I know Skippy. Well, I mean, not personally, but I know his videos. He's great. In fact, it was watching Skippy videos that inspired me to get the game and play it. I randomly ran across some of his stuff, like just how YouTube will give suggestions, and like I'd been playing other games, and ran into like some of his videos and just kind of found it engaging. So I started watching. Next thing I know, I basically spent like, I want to say it was like over 4th of July last summer. It was like basically spent like the better part of a weekend just watching his Let's Plays. I'd never touched the game, didn't know anything about it. And it just kind of, I was like, you know what, I got to play this. This just looks awesome. And that's actually, so really Skippy can be credited with getting me to play the game. Really. He has good stuff. He does some interesting things, and I think it's cool that he's a big modder. He does modding, and he's a big PC player also. But he's really into the console. He's on PS4, but it's the same thing. He's really into, so he does both. Like he'll do Let's Plays on both PC and console, and I think that's really cool. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, that was it. I was panicking a little bit, but like I said, I have had that error like in the middle of the day, where okay.
How about I empty your pockets?
Okay, so I found this to be a little clunky the first time I screwed around with it. So that's going to sell the stack if I do that, right? Or no? Here.
Just get the fuck out of here.
We'll try it with this one. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So good, so good. So it is one. Okay. It's kind of cool how you can see the prices dropping as your skill goes up.
Oh, you want a guarantee, huh? Well, maybe you should try Shamway. You're not bringing counterfeit money in here, are you?
Yeah, it is. It is, and it's making some nice coin too. And I'm gonna farm some extra cotton, and I'm gonna start doing this with cloth fragments too, because those sell really well. That's what I tested it on before. And I can level up tailoring with that too. I think making cloth fragments levels that up. I believe, if memory serves. Yeah, but you have to go do that. That's the thing. It's like all that kind of stuff is a time sink. Whereas, I mean, this guy's right outside town, so I can just go and harvest cotton. It's all totally renewable, and never have to leave. I can do that at night. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but you got to know where camps are, and then you only get what's there. It doesn't respawn. Yeah, that crash scared me to death. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. But yeah, that crash scared me to death. I was like, oh, here it is. You're gonna be on like day 35, and your base is gonna get nuked again. That's the first crash I've seen since I started resetting every day. Yeah, that's down. That's because I sold one out of this stack. So
Shit, man. I treat you that good, and you don't even fucking tip me. You're not bringing counterfeit money in here, are you?
Look at that. Purple AK parts in stock. Not that I'm going to buy that, but... Tasting and brewing. That's what I want right there. In fact, as a matter of fact, we're buying that. And we're buying hop seeds. We'll buy 2 even. If he had a shotgun book on him, I'd buy that too. That's cool. That's good to know. Yeah, that's what that video was talking about. I think mattresses were mentioned in there. That's so awesome. Hopefully we can get some good gun parts out of this and auger parts. It still says I'm offline. I'm watching it on a tablet. I'm like, it's not. Hold on, I'm gonna go look on PC. I'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah, try a refresh. Needs more stuff because my PC is showing me is online and casting. I keep the PC up so in case I have to moderate anybody. It's never really happened. I had a spammer come in once, ages and ages ago when I first started screwing around with us. But you never know. And I use a tablet to watch chat because there's no real way to do it on Xbox. But I just went in there and looked on the PC and it shows me is on. So yeah, good. That fixed it. Well, that's cool. Well, one thing I'm gonna sell for sure is I've got like boatloads of extra schematics. So I guess we should close this up just to be safe. Keep our trader guy safe. And what does it say for his refresh?
Hey, asshole. You better
Day
not bring
37.
diseases into my store.
So cool. In a couple days we'll come do it again. I'm gonna have to start digging sand or something for jars. In fact, I don't know. Let's do bouldering because I need iron more. But I need to dig some clay. Probably wouldn't kill me to dig some sand, make some more jars. It's early. We may have time for that this afternoon. I'm going to keep bouldering. There's a ton of boulders out here. And I guess I could go ahead and remove those rocks over by the farm. I could do that. Just go ahead and suck it up and do it today. Get a bunch of iron from that. I could probably do it with my phone, but I don't keep it up on my phone because I'm sitting here watching it on a tablet. It's just easier to have the PC up because it takes me 2 seconds. It's literally the next room over. I just got to go over there and do it. But you know, like I said, fortunately, it's not really been an issue. Hope it stays that way. The health on garage doors? Are you asking me? I'm not offhand. No, I've never really. I don't really use garage doors. I try to avoid doors in general for, you know, anything outside the base. I'll have them on the interior, but you know, they track to doors, so I just, you know, and they'll eventually get through. And with wandering hordes being as they are, and you know, you can wind up coming back and having your door knocked down when you get back, or you know, so. Hey, Juiceaholic, welcome to the channel. How's it going today? It's going pretty well, man. It's going pretty well. I just had my first crash on at the end of the last episode, so I'm a little we have when I don't know if you play this on Xbox, but there's an error you can get when there's a crash randomly that'll like basically delete your base. So I take care to not crash by resetting the game every game day, and I haven't seen one in a long time, and I just got one a little while ago, and it just kind of was like a little scary, but you know, came back in and all was good. But do you play on Xbox also? Very cool, very cool. Well, I don't know if you're aware, but one thing you can do to help safeguard against it is if you do get well, it's a good idea to reset the game regular. I'm on 120-minute days, so I do it, at the same time every morning around 3:30 in the morning, which makes for a reset every 2 hours. Which up until this one I just had has pretty much avoided crashes altogether, which is great. Um, if you do get a crash, before it's very important you do this before you launch the game again. Go into your My Games and Apps for 7 days and delete all of your local save data. And then when you launch, and it's also not a bad idea to do a hard console reset. I did that also. And then when you come back into the game, just let it sync back up to your save. Apparently, if you do get the MD5 error, you may have a save point from. It may not have backed up, like immediately when the error happened, and you'll have a save point like right before. You'll lose like, maybe a minute or two, couple minutes worth of progress, but nothing, you can't just do. Not like losing your base. Yeah, that's one reason why I don't do a lot of multiplayer. I dabbled with it a few months ago with some guys, and the crashes were just ridiculous, and they had some MD5 errors, and screw that. There's supposed to be a big console patch this year, sometime, and they haven't given any details, but I'm seriously hoping this gets fixed. Excuse me, this gets fixed and multiplayer gets some much needed attention, basically. Were they separate bases, like in different parts of the map, and they still both got reset? Because there are different theories about what actually happens. Some people think it's like near your where your bedroll is, or whatever chunk your bedroll it is. Like when it happened to me, it was only one chunk. Now that was the bulk of my base. It was everything in it, but like some of the spikes and some of the outer stuff, like the tunnel going in on the outer stuff that was outside that actual chunk, was still around. But regardless, they need to seriously address it. I think it's kind of, I mean, we all roll with it because we love the game, and but it's kind of inexcusable to have a bug like that going on. It's been happening for years, apparently, for years, and they're so aware of it that like they'll even say in the patch notes, oh well, we're still working on the MD5 error. There's no fix for that at this time. Please post about that in the appropriate areas. So they're fully aware of it. I mean, I don't know if I developed and published a video game that was based on building stuff, and it had a bug that was causing things to randomly, undo people's buildings, that they spent hundreds of hours doing. I think that would pretty much be a priority to fix, wouldn't it? I mean, I mean, you're getting into the realm of, like you have no business releasing a product if you can't fix something like that, essentially. It'd be like Microsoft, releasing the latest version of Word, and there being a bug, oh, this randomly, deletes all of your documents. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I try not to be one of those skies falling gamers, that like where it's all drama about every problem in a game. I mean, yeah, games have bugs and things happen, and you got to that's part of gaming. You got to deal with them, but this was pretty extreme, and it's not like it hasn't been around for years. Like I looked not too long ago. I've been away from the game until a few weeks ago, and just poking around before I started playing. I was just reading up on to see if there'd been any patches and that sort of stuff. And I was reading over on the official forums, like the MD5 thing. Like the last official post about the MD5 error was a year ago, like September or October, like so going on 2 years, and all they had to say about it was they had narrowed down the cause of it and were making progress. Well, that was almost, I mean, if nothing happens to it until August or whenever it was, this coming fall, it'll be 2 years since they've even commented on it. Which, like I said, I mean, you're getting into the area of kind of being a bit inexcusable because this game is not in early access on console. That all flies on PC because it's in alpha, but this is a released finished product technically on console. In fact, I got a review up of the game on Xbox Live because I bought it digitally, and I've got a 1-star review up because of the MD5 error. And I say in my review, I'm like, you know what? This is one of the best games I've ever played. I absolutely love it. I've got hundreds of hours in it, and I've got hundreds more, you know, maybe even more than that, you know, coming. If you like building, if you like survival, you know, I can't recommend the game more. But there's this bug, and I explain it, and it's just, you know what, I just can't, like, just out of a matter of principle, I can't give higher than a 1-star review to a game that leaves a bug like that intact for years on end. It's just inexcusable. Fix your shit, and I'll fix my review. That's basically what it comes down to. Alright, that should be enough to get it started. This guy's got to go. This guy's been hanging out here for a couple of days. Looking to get the night started early, bub? What level? I don't know, to be honest with you. Level 90. Just gonna run down here real fast. I need to grab my shovel also. So we'll stick all this stuff in a forge and oop. Here, is there anything else we can needs to go down? No, this is good. Actually, you know what? This yucca can go down. And we'll just leave a couple of these here. Digging probably does. My whole base is underground, so digging will level you really fast. I spam craft. You notice all my tools and weapons are purple. I spam craft until I max those, like whenever I have time to do it. I don't have a mini bike yet. I went explored pretty much the whole southern part of the map, or most of it, and you know, did it all on foot. You know, athletics. You know, any skills. I don't really care about the levels. It's the getting skills up that I work on, and that levels you, pretty much. Alright, first things first. Refrigerator. Our brand new and glorious hop seeds are going in there. We'll put these in here. I'll do that last. Hold on, let's see what else we got. We got oh, I can't wait to get this place organized. So we'll go ahead and eat since we're here. Yeah, it's got to be done. It's got to be done sooner rather than later, because the longer you wait, the more it is to sort out. I'm gonna well, here, I'll show you in a second. You know, obviously when I built this, I mean, we're just now 35 days in, right? And I started on the base like on the 5th day, I think. So obviously my first priority was to get this area, the main area, the production area, and the Horde base built, which I did. But I just finished it like a couple days before the last Horde, and I had to get out. I'd been underground digging for like 2 or 3 weeks, so I didn't. There's plenty still left to do. I still got to do my hallways and tunnels and all that stuff, and there's a couple other rooms I'm gonna build. But right off of here is gonna be a big, basically just a huge storage room, just nothing but crates in there, and like probably going up a couple levels, even, and just keep everything organized. Just put drop boxes. Have one up at the top. Have drop boxes by the entrance. Someplace convenient, so you can ferry all your incoming crap into it, and then at night you can spend time, sorting it all out and getting it all where it needs to go. But the sooner you do it, the happier you'll be. I know that from experience, because it gets out of hand quick. I got crap in boxes all over, like, all over this town. All over this town. Every time you see one of those little, column icons, I got a few up here in this town. I found all this in the last week or so, which is cool. Those are drop boxes from where I've looted stuff and just didn't want to have to haul it back. So all that's going to have to be collected and sorted out. Well, drop boxes are key. Not the ones on the street, but like in your base, for when you don't want to deal with it, just have like, generic drop boxes. Label them that. Drop, and you just know all the crap you've recently gotten goes in there. And then when you get around to sorting it out, it's all right there, for you to do it. And you can do it at night, without having to go outside to get it. I find that to be, helpful. Basically, let's see, what time is it? It is now, what, almost 2 o'clock? Yeah. Okay, we're good. We're good. I know. I wish we could label them. I wish we could actually label them, or even if we couldn't, if they gave us more icons. What we have now is like, it's like you've got the cave or the mine, whatever you want to call that, a house. You got the camp. A building, castle, whatever that is, column deal. It's all forms of houses. I just use that for traders. I use that for my Dropbox, that for my base. This is for like, I pretty much just use that to mark map center on day one, just for reference. I never use that. That's for any house I occupy in K. I mean, it works. It'd be nice if we had some different. And we've got the X. I mark airdrops with the X. If we had more icons, it would be doable. Or more doable, I should say. It works now, but we could use some more icons, or even preferably the ability to label them. That would be freaking awesome. Kind of thinking maybe taking out this boulder might be the most productive use of time at the moment. Oh, it goes so much faster. Last time I took these out with iron, and it was just took freaking forever. Actually, no, I had steel by then, but it was before I maxed out the skill and made 600s. That's cool. I was helping a buddy out with some stuff in his game the other night, and we kind of divvied up the skills between us. And I could see if you really, I mean, we're not. I'm just helping him get started, but I could see if you really coordinate all that stuff, you could get a lot. You could get a lot done really fast. I think there was another one. Yeah, right here. Four o'clock. I think that was it, right? Yeah, pretty much. Have you guys heard about Fallout 76? No, there's not a lot known about it. I gather we'll know more in the next couple of weeks with E3. But I was just watching a YouTube thing about it last night. It sounds really cool. Like it's not gonna be like a normal Fallout game. It's not gonna be just like a regular Fallout, you know, like single player Fallout game. It's gonna like there's definitely gonna be multiplayer, and there's you know heavy speculation that it might be like a survival game, like with building and crafting. They've said there's definitely gonna be building, and they've said it's definitely gonna be multiplayer. Which you know, being a big fan of this, you know, it kind of makes you kind of wonder, like, you know, are they sort of going for something similar but in the Fallout world? Well, you got to be kind of a negative Nancy to be like going into a new Bethesda game like that is going to be a letdown. I can't say every game they've ever made has been exactly my cup of tea, but I don't know that I've ever played a bad Bethesda game. That was like one of their main titles, at least. I know there were people salty about Fallout 4 because it like broke canon somehow, and you know, I don't know. It was my first Fallout, so I couldn't say what the problem was exactly. But you know, I'll take their word for it. I had an absolute freaking blast with Fallout 4. Yeah, I know, right? How cool would that be? Wait, I'm digging dirt. Jesus. I'm sitting here reading chat talking about Fallout and I'm digging dirt. Well, that's alright. It's not the worst thing because I need another little terraced area over here I can jump out of. Isn't the worst thing in the world. Oblivion was your first Fallout? Wrong franchise there, my man. I'd love a new Elder Scrolls, but apparently they're all about Fallout these days. They kind of hinted around about that. Like after Fallout 4 came out, I read an interview with I think Todd Howard. He was talking about like, you know, the interviewer asked him like, okay, so now that the new Fallout is out, everybody's waiting with bated breath. You know, what's new in the Elder Scrolls series after Skyrim? And I don't remember exactly what he said, so I couldn't give you an actual quote. But it was basically like, we're not kind of not even thinking about Elder Scrolls right now. You know, like they were like sounded like they were just all about Fallout. And apparently so. I still need to play Fallout 3. Like I said, 4 was my first one. Everybody I know just absolutely raves about Fallout 3. Everybody I don't know raves about Fallout 3 also. Probably for good reason, you know. Hey, Chaos Racer. Welcome to the channel, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and play Fallout 3. I don't know. I never played it because it was, you know what? Actually, playing Fallout 4 was sort of like playing this game. Like, this is not my usual type of game. Like, I've always liked survival games, but like I've always avoided zombie games like the plague. You know, when that first started, the zombie thing kind of kicked in about 10 years ago, maybe 15, whenever it was. Like, it was sort of like a joke amongst my friends and I, you know, like about, you know, is this zombie fad about had its 15 minutes yet, you know? And it's like it's been a running joke with us like forever. Like, what's with the freaking zombies and everything? And so like I was kind of the same way about Fallout. I'm not into space games. I'm not into mutants and post-apocalyptic stuff. It just never has been my thing. But I really dig survival games. And I really dig games where you can build. So needless to say, I just had to play this. And then it was kind of the same thing with Fallout. When I was watching streamers that I like play Fallout 4, and you know, I saw the building and, you know, crafting you can do in that. Is like, I absolutely gotta play that game. Which is why it kind of makes me laugh when I see like Fallout fans like had it kind of having a fit about all the crafting and building and, you know, whatnot, because it kind of was a deviation from what they were used to with the earlier titles. Because that's like specifically why I played it. I would have never touched a Fallout if it wasn't for all of that. And I thought it was absolutely freaking amazing. And I imagine Fallout 3 is probably the same. What time is it? Almost 6. We're going to give this another couple of minutes, and then we're going to pack it in. We'll get ready for Horde night. Actually, that's probably a good stopping point right there. Yeah, that's my understanding. It's really not about crafting and building at all, but you know what? This is gonna get a repair. But I'm not. I guess my point is, Fallout 4 kind of won me over on the franchise. So I'm cool if it doesn't have crafting and building. You know what I mean? I'd kind of like to go back and see the earlier stuff. But I don't know that I would have ever have played Fallout 4 if it wasn't for all of that. So that's cool, and I'm really really hoping that at whatever point we do see another Elder Scrolls, that we get to build stuff in that. I think it'd be, how great would it be? Like, imagine Skyrim where you can build your own house, and I don't mean like the hearth, whatever it is, Hearthfire or whatever. That was that was slapped on pre-built, you know, type stuff. I'm talking about like actually be able to build. Like imagine like the stuff you could do in Fallout 4, but in the in the Elder Scrolls environment. I think it'd be sweet. Well, now what? You just told me you were cold. Just to kill a few minutes. It's either do this or we'll be sitting around inside for a few. So might as well keep cleaning up the yard. Now I'm cold. It's 7 o'clock. We got 15 minutes. 15 minutes real time. Go ahead and open the hatches. This always gives me the willies doing this. Oh, I didn't turn this on. Well, that works. Because that's the right amount of wood for that. So... don't need these. We got about 7 minutes. I'm gonna actually step away for just a moment. Hit the gentleman's room real quick, so I don't have to worry about that during the fight. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Very sorry about that. Uh, hey GMac94, how you doing today? Yes. I mean that's the nature of random, right? They're all different. The name you give your game, like your actual game save name, is the seed. So if someone else actually I gotta remember to close this. Someone else could enter your. Wait, did I go? I went up one too far, didn't I? No. There we go. My base confuses even me, so I got to get these hallways filled out. But you can give the name of your game to someone else, and they can put it in, and they'll have the same map as you. So if you find a good seed, or if you want to look up seeds, you can do that. I still got a bunch of crap in here from last time. We got like just total just garbage loot last time. I mean, a lot of useful stuff, but not there was really nothing really good from Horde Night last time. And some of the random map generator is a little wonky. Like generally they're all playable and really good. Every once in a while you'll get one that's just completely just whacked. When I started this stream, I don't know, like 10 days ago or something, whatever that weekend was, like over that long weekend, I had a great start, like first one out that I was really into, but the map was freaking awful. I mean, just awful. Had a big lake, like the whole center of the map was a lake that extended all the way to the west, like to the radiation in the west. and there was a big hub right in the middle. Like so, there it was basically like so besides the lake and to the west and the hub to the east, you had this like one little like maybe 5 chunk strip of normal normal terrain to get through the middle of the map. And I almost stuck with it because just for the challenge of it. And then I was just like, you know what? Before you spend 300 hours on this, why don't you like find a map that isn't just completely crazy? So you'll run into like just nutty maps. You'll get them like where the biomes are like where it's just it's hard to describe. Like it's just all over the place. Like this one's like really has like weird hilly in a lot of places. Like around here, like it like a lot of cliffs and stuff like that. I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just it's just sometimes it's a little weird. Like sometimes the biomes will be like you'll have like stripes of biomes. You know what I mean? Like snow, and then for a few chunks wide, and then you'll have desert, and then forest, and it'll just kind of alternate like this. It'll be a little weird, but so like anything random, you're gonna have little weird cases, but generally the maps are really good. Um, but yes, the maps are random. Random maps are random. Yep, it's getting here. It's getting there. We got probably I don't know, a couple minutes maybe a minute, Well, did you name it the same thing, GMAC? If you named it the same thing each time, you're gonna get the same map. Can't really see the blood moon sky very well. And we're off. Ah! Yeah, I can't wait till I get ferals in this too. I'm kind of curious as to how it's going to go. Oh, damn it. Ah. Yeah, the dogs don't make it. The dogs are the only thing I've seen that dies from the fall. I forgot to eat before. What myth is busted? The knife is better? The knife definitely works better with this, dude. Ah. You know what I don't have on me is concrete, and I forgot it last time too. Hope I don't need it, but you know, it could happen. You know what we need in that big console patch this year? Craftable machete. Craftable machete. We don't have that on console, and it would be awesome for this. Did I not loot that? Apparently I did not. Aye. Yeah, I'd love a boat or something, like a canoe, a kayak, something, just anything I can get across water on. Doesn't even have to be an actual boat. I don't know. I've never played Ark, so I don't know. I don't know how that would go exactly. Whoa. What the hell?